lot of early development of mathematics and astronomy which happened in India was codified in Sanskrit. If you now try to teach subjects like mathematics in a language, it doesn't come naturally to them. So it is a double learning load on the students. Their understanding of maths and astronomy, in fact, weaker. 500 years back or 1,000 years back, we had a lot of knowledge in Sanskrit. That doesn't mean that today we will use it all the same. We will teach exactly the same things. The NEP is also talking about allowing private publishers to publish textbooks. So what they will write in those textbooks, we would not have any control about. Teaching about the history of science in India and history of mathematics in India is in principle a good thing.
Hello and welcome back to the NEP debate, where we analyze the newly released National Education Policy 2020, and today we are going to talk about how the policy plans to integrate Indian traditional knowledge into everything from astronomy to maths to yoga. Dr. Aniket Sule, who is a reader at the TIFR, is also an expert in high school mathematics and the history of astronomy in India. Welcome, Dr. Sule.
Doctor, there's a focus on bringing back traditional knowledge into the curriculum in the NEP. How do you think we can integrate that with the existing curriculum that we have?
See, when National Curriculum Framework 2005 first spoke about introducing meaningful history of science and history of mathematics in the curriculum, it also gave a purpose. The purpose of that is to understand how progress of science is made. It can be, and in different cultural contexts. In Western civilization, the progress may be done in different way. In Indian context, it may be done in different way. In Chinese context, it may be done in another way. So, the purpose of introducing history of science is to make students understand this way the science makes progress. Now, if the new education policy keeps the same focus, then definitely it is continuation of what was said 15 years back. But hopefully it remains like that. It is a purely academic exercise. Then it will be all good.
The NEP says that Sanskrit will be now connected to mathematics, arts, sciences. And I'm going to read out one line from the NEP. It says that Sanskrit will now be taught not in isolation, but in interesting and innovative ways and connected to other contemporary and relevant subjects such as mathematics, astronomy, philosophy, linguistics, dramatics, yoga, etc. And out of these, mathematics and astronomy are your strong points. How do you think Sanskrit can contribute to mathematics and astronomy?
See, it's a lot of early development of mathematics and astronomy which happened in India was codified in Sanskrit. We had about at least 1,000 years tradition in that. But the problem is, like NEP itself says, that the education is best achieved if you teach students in their mother tongue or in the language which they understand. If you now try to teach subjects like mathematics in a language which they don't which doesn't come naturally to them, so it is a double learning load on the students. So instead of making actual progress, we would make their understanding of maths and astronomy, in fact, weaker. Not because some language is inferior, but because we are giving additional cognitive load on the students. Now, the same sentence actually in NEP sentence can be interpreted in a different way, and probably that is what the makers of NEP had in mind. That while teaching Sanskrit, you can bring examples from all these subjects in Sanskrit classroom, not in mathematics and astronomy classroom.
Right.
And that probably would make more sense. Now, so learning mathematics is not the issue, but learning the same thing in a different language is the only cognitive load which they get.
It also says that Sanskrit universities too will move towards becoming a large multidisciplinary institution of higher learning. Do you think it's a good move, or do you think this will hamper how the scientific progress in general?
Like I said, we 500 years back or 1,000 years back, we had a lot of knowledge in Sanskrit. That doesn't mean that today we will use it all the same. We will teach exactly the same things. Similarly, Western civilization had a lot of knowledge codified in Latin and Greek. Doesn't mean that every Western university now teaches this modern science and mathematics in Latin and Greek. They use English or they use their national language in different countries. So just because we teach something in Sanskrit doesn't mean that it will become great. And if we don't teach in Sanskrit, doesn't mean that it will become inferior.
There's always this concept about pseudoscience coming into ancient knowledge or traditional knowledge. And we've had several examples of pseudoscience being propagated even by the highest heads of the states, politicians, and them spouting out pseudoscience at various events, even at IITs and institutes of eminence. Do you think there's always a risk of pseudoscience seeping into the mainstream education, or when you're teaching them traditional knowledge, pseudoscience might seep in at some point or the other?
This is always a danger at many levels. With the current it's a way the things have happening in last few years, it is very much possible that at curriculum development level, some people will be introduced in the committee who would insist on putting these kind of things in the curriculum. The NEP is also talking about allowing private publishers to publish textbooks, so that what they will write in those textbooks we would not have any control about. Also, India is a country with million plus schools, and you cannot control what teachers will interpret. Even if you just put some basic things in the textbooks, teachers may interpret in their own way. So if there are enough biased teachers, that can also lead to such problems. So in country like India, we have to be very, very, very careful on what we are trying to include and what we are trying to exclude. Teaching about history of science in India and history of mathematics in India is in principle a good thing, but because of these dangers, it is actually not a desirable thing in the present circumstances.
So, as a teacher and a researcher, where do you stand on this issue? Do you think we should, in some form, maybe not exactly how the NEP has said, but in some form we should bring back the traditional knowledge? Or do you think that, like you said, that this might not be the way to go, or we should have more structured understanding and planning on this? What is your overall stand on this issue about bringing back traditional knowledge in science, astronomy, mathematics, or any other science for that matter?
There are legitimate researchers who work on history of sciences in India or history of mathematics in India. All curriculum developers have to take their expertise into consideration. They consult them and only put the claims which are actually legitimate, which have been well established by using scientific principles, and avoid making any speculatory claims which can actually lead to India being the laughing stock in the world.
It's possible to actually integrate Vedic mathematics because no matter where you're teaching it, whether in Sanskrit class or in mainstream class, the student will be studying two types or two approaches towards the same thing. Will it confuse them?
As I said in my first answer, point of teaching history of science is not exactly learn those concepts in that way, but to understand what people thought about science in those era. If we just take those concepts and we take them as ultimate truths, then it won't work. You give an example of Vedic mathematics. Actually, there are proper mathematicians who have written articles on this to show that this so-called Vedic mathematics is neither Vedic and nor mathematics. It is just a bunch of tricks to do some calculations in fast way. Real mathematics is not about just doing mathematical tricks, arithmetic tricks. Real mathematics is much, much more than that. And we have to teach this modern mathematics to students to make them learn modern the conception for the 21st century. So we should introduce that this was what people thought at that time, but just leave it at that. We should not say that okay, you should only learn this and continue in that way. That will be a big problem.
Do feel free to like, share and subscribe. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.